find it very frustrating never to know for certain. Wouldn't you?
I'll say.
Good evening.
Good evening, though.
Hi.
Hi, hello. Well, good evening.
Welcome, welcome. Let me take a call, Mr. Haley.
Oh,
Thank
she's
you.
gotten so heavy. She's growing every day bigger.
So how's Robert taking to college?
He seems to be liking it pretty well.
25 pounds.
Shall we sit down to supper?
Have something for Emma to be dealing with.
I will.
Yeah, good. Misty, come on. Well, shall we? Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to come in this way for supper? Like this way?
Oh, everything is lovely. Thank you.
It didn't break. It didn't break.
There's a bit of luck.
Well, if it isn't our rookie apple knocker, Jeff Metcalf.
Fancy meeting you here, Ginger. How about this weather we've been having lately? Is it cold enough for you?
I'll say, when it gets this cold, I find any old excuse to stay inside where it's comfy cozy.
Well, heck, Ginger. Anytime, any place I can put my arm around a pretty gal like you or any of these lovely ladies here in the studio audience, well, I'm about as comfy cozy as a man can be no matter how cold the weather.
Well, I can understand that, because when you put your arm around me, I completely forget it's winter.
Well, I guess it's the same with lemon tomato juice. Every time I have a glass of lemon tomato juice, why, it seems like summertime. Because lemon tomato juice uses only the freshest tomatoes, so it always tastes like it's fresh off the vine.
I'll say.
It's swell of you guys to have us over for supper and everything.
Yes.
The pleasure is entirely ours.
Heavens, yes. We've been meaning to do it for quite some time now.
Ever since you announced your engagement, in fact.
Yes, we've been remiss. We hope to make it up to you. A marriage to last a lifetime has to get off on the right foot. And we want nothing more than for your marriage to last a lifetime.
That's nice of you to say so. You've made me feel so comfortable and welcomed, and I'm starting to have second thoughts about leaving.
Leaving?
Charlie decided to take the job in California.
You have?
Like you said, Mr. S, an opportunity like this doesn't come knocking every day.
Well, I should say not.
And I am going with him. Well, only after we are married, of course.
Yep, I sent off to Los Angeles Chamber of Commerce for information on housing.
We would like to see, if possible, if we can get a house with an extra room for you to stay in when you come to visit Emma.
I knew we should never have been nice to him. Be nice to people like that hooligan always backfires.
Everything we do backfires. We tried to replace the Davises and ended up having to give them a raise. We tried to scare Charlie off by disinheriting her, and they both decided it was a good idea. I'll tell you something, Ruth. The world is no longer logical.
I can't bring myself to do this.
Of course you can. Because the alternative will result in your only grandchild living 2,000 miles away, sitting under some godforsaken avocado tree.
You were terrific out there.
Thanks.
No, I mean it, Jeff. You were really terrific.
Thanks.
You're natural. No stage fright. I guess the rehearsals were worthwhile.
The rehearsals must have helped relieve all that tension.
Hey, you were aces tonight, Slugger. Of course, it helps when you're working with the best in the business.
But Ginger was swell as always.
Thanks.
Well,
So, good night, all.
Good night.
night. Good night.
Should we rehearse the next one?
Oh, he doesn't need more rehearsal.
Come on, Jeff. We'll be late.
It gives me the willies how nice these people are to me all of a sudden.
You're not to be suspecting. Eventually, the Sloans have come to like you. This should make you happy.
That's not so terrible.
Well, here we are. I hope we haven't kept you waiting too long.
Sorry. Lucky again.
Now listen, you two. Ruth has a proposal.
No, Michael, you tell them.
Oh, go ahead, Ruth.
Well, you.
Go ahead, Ruth.
No, Michael, you.
So be it. Well, I'll start. In our plant, we pride ourselves in our ability to recognize a good worker. And a good worker is not a dime a dozen. When such a person shows up, we are loath to let them get away. Now, Mr. Haley, Charlie, you fall into the category of such a worker. And we don't want to lose you.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, Mr. Sloan. But this is a job opportunity I can't pass up. I mean, the salary alone.
We'll match the salary. And perhaps talk about, more responsibilities. The long and the short of it is, we want you, both of you, to stay here in River Run.
I'm flabbergasted. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry.
It's our duty, sir, to soften the blow. Blame it on the network.
Oh, Balderdash, she's not a child. Come in.
Oh, here they are, the autographed photos you asked for last week. 200 copies. My wrist is about ready to fall off.
Thank you very much. I'll put these in the mailroom.
Miss Westcott said you wanted to see me?
Yes, the long and the short of it is we're making some changes in the limo tomato juice.
Oh, I have had some great
One
ideas.
change in particular. In fact, when you get right down to it, only one change, which is you. I'm giving you notice.
You're firing me?
Well, with a full week's severance.
Why?
I could lie to you, but the truth is we're having budget problems and we need to trim the cast.
There are only 2 people in the tomato juice skit.
Well, with the departure of one or the other of you, that represents a 50% reduction. And, well, unfortunately for you, the good people at Limo Tomato Juice worry that housewives, who are actually the people who buy the product, are beginning to see you as the competition. That's show business.
He's lying. I know he's lying. There's got to be some other reason. Jeff isn't even featured on the label. And if the budget is so tight, why don't they fire one of the writers? Or do you think it was somebody at the network that wanted to dump me?
Take it from me, whoever it was doesn't know beans about beans. And this is not the end of the world.
No, it is the end of my world.
No.
I don't want to come back here. I used to work here. Did you know that? I ran the place whenever Mr. Brandstater was gone. I made the coffee, I made the sundaes and the sodas. I stocked the shelves, I took inventory, I totaled the receipts.
I bet you were great. You're great at everything you do.
Except what I want to do.
Now, don't be so hard on yourself. I know how talented you are. Anybody with 2 eyes can see how talented you are.
Oh, that's sweet of you to say.
It's the truth.
I don't want to work here again.
Ginger, you never have to work again at all if you don't want to. I'll support you. Ginger, I will take care of you for life. I want to. Marry me. Please.
Hey, you're back.